Could a nuclear blast trigger a Yellowstone supervolcano eruption? Let's take a popular example, the supervolcano that sits beneath Yellowstone National Park. It's a massive volcano with a two-stage magma chamber system. One chamber is about 90 kilometers, 56 miles, long and 40 kilometers, 25 miles, wide, and the other, deeper chamber is about 4.5 times larger, though only a small fraction of the contents of either chamber are melted. Contrary to popular belief, if this volcano were to erupt, it wouldn't destroy life on the planet. However, some models suggest that it could cause significant damage to about 3/4 of the US, killing about 90% of the population living within 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles, of the site. Of course, such a massive explosion would have a significant impact on the world's climate, as even smaller eruptions have caused changes in weather and temperature that have affected life in the past. So while it wouldn't kill us, it would certainly change our society, cause massive loss of life, and affect the environment. So why would you want to trigger something like this with a nuclear weapon? Well, outside of science fiction, probably few people would. But we enjoy a good thought experiment, and it seems like it's one that a lot of people have pondered over the years. In fact, in 2018, the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory made a post dedicated to the subject because it had been covered in so many tabloids. Ultimately, if you were to set off a nuclear explosion in Yellowstone, it wouldn't do much. Earthquakes are far more powerful than any nuclear weapon ever tested, and even that didn't cause the volcano to explode. For example, the 2011 Tohoku earthquake that hit Japan was a magnitude 9, the strongest quake ever recorded in the country. The quake released energy equivalent to an explosion of about 2,000 megatons, but the most powerful nuclear weapons test was only about 50 megatons. While Yellowstone has never been hit by an earthquake of this magnitude, it has been hit by large quakes, including a magnitude 7.3 quake that struck Hebgen Lake in 1959. This quake was more powerful than any nuclear weapon explosion, but it did not trigger an eruption. Detonating a nuclear weapon at Yellowstone would destroy its beautiful scenery and kill its wildlife, but it would not trigger an eruption. That would be like farting in the ocean and hoping for a tidal wave. Even if one of the most powerful bombs were detonated underground, it is unlikely to generate enough energy to crack the rock overhanging the caldera. Historically, nuclear tests have been conducted underground, but while they can produce quite large shock waves, the resulting craters are surprisingly small. For example, in 1962, Operation Plowshare tested a 104 kiloton explosion in the Nevada desert and created a crater only about 97.5 meters, 320 feet, deep. However, there are several ways to trigger a volcanic eruption, at least in theory. First, you could crack the rock lining a highly pressurized magma chamber. This would allow the magma to escape as molten shards. You could also create an explosive bubble by adding more dissolved gas to the volcano. For example, if you inject enough water into the magma, you can cool it and induce crystallization. The buildup of more gas or crystallization will make the magma supersaturated, adding buoyancy and generating more pressure. However, these are all geological and natural processes. Humans currently have no way to produce such an outcome artificially. So, unfortunately, evil geniuses who want to threaten the world will have to look elsewhere for inspiration.